It's been a while since we got to talk to you back here in the back after a win. So,
that's right.
Give me an idea how it feels right now to finally be back in the win column.
2 years, man. I remember speaking to Rafa Alessandros. He told me, you know, it's before one of his fights, he fought Tarek Safadine. He's like, man, I haven't had a victory in a year, and I thought to myself, man, I don't know how I would deal with that. And then I got 2 years without a victory and lingering injuries and things like that. It's been something crazy, and I'm so grateful. God has, in my darkest moments, He's picked me up and put me back on my feet, and I truly appreciate that.
I was going to ask, I mean, along that stretch, were there times where you got down? I mean, like, am I just no good? Do I not?
The worst things, man. You think the worst things. You think about, like, what about the next fight? If I lose the next fight, am I going to retire? Am I done with the UFC? Is the UFC going to kick me out? Like, the worst things come to your mind, and you think the worst thing is going to happen. You don't think the best thing is going to happen, and that's where I think Scripture for me is so important. I go in there, and it just rebuilds me, brings me back to life, and that's been the key thing for me to be able to get back out here and to get a win.
How did you trust the process along the way? I mean, it's, you know, sometimes people make crazy changes or move or, you know, something along those lines.
I did make changes. I'll be honest with you. I opened up a gym about 2-3 years ago, and before I opened up the gym, I was 6-1. I had a really big run. And after I opened up the gym, I was 2-3-1. I was teaching almost full time, and I really loved the gym. Don't get me wrong; it's a passion for me. But I realized I can't do both. So for this fight, I actually put the gym completely aside. I didn't teach much classes. I think maybe once every 2 weeks, once every week, and that really made a difference. And then coming out here 3 weeks out, complete isolation from everybody, from everything. I stayed in the mountains. And I love my family. I miss my nieces, I think, the most. I miss my mother, miss my sister, my friends. But that gave me a drive, a focus. I was hungry, and I think that made the difference in this fight.
Well, how'd you feel about the fight itself? I mean, you had him in a lot of bad spots, but, man, he wouldn't go away.
Super frustrated about the choke. I got to get back and figure that out. I've never really had that issue before. Most people, when I turn their chin, the chin pops up. His didn't, and that's why I couldn't get a full grip on that. So I think one of the things what I'm going to try to do is, just thinking about it, I haven't watched the video, so I'm not sure, but I'm going to keep a gable and try to squeeze out the gable until I can go through the choke completely. But that's just the process right now. I actually have to go back and look at it and see what I need to do and go from there.
Well, last thing for me, I'm sure you want to bask in the enjoyment of this moment for a little bit, but give you an idea of what the future holds. I mean, what do you want to see next?
I'm fresh. I don't have injuries. I don't have a specific opponent to call out. If I do call out somebody, it's going to be my cousin, Elbert. She just got married, so Wilbert. The Syrian just said, God bless you guys and keep you.
What did you tell him after the fight? I heard saw you guys exchange some words.
I spoke to him, and he took a deep breath, and he's like, I think he was like trying to say he's tired, and I said to him, hey, good fight. How long have you been out here? That was the first thing I said to him. And I think he said to me a week, and I said, brother, I'll be honest with you, man, it's not enough. If you're fighting in altitude, I think minimum 3 weeks.
What'd you make of him as an opponent? I mean, he took that fight on short notice.
He took the fight on 5 weeks' notice. And the thing is, 5 weeks is enough to get in good shape. But if you don't come into altitude at 3 of those weeks, you're going to struggle. And I felt him really strong in the first round. He threw me with the whizzer a couple of times here and there. But that kind of worked into my game, because the more he's exploding while I'm just hanging on, it just, you know, I'm not really using much energy. And he's using all that explosion, which kind of went into the second round, and I started to be able to move him a lot easier, get the takedowns, and almost had the choke a couple of times.
What did you think of fighting on the old school canvas?
That was cool, man. Imagine 25 years, and I got to be on the anniversary. Super grateful to Sean Shelby. Actually, I have to go apologize to him, because like when he first said this, I was like, Sean, you know, I got to come out here 3 weeks out. Financially, that's tough. My family and things like that. But in reality, it was the best thing it could have been. So I'm going to go back there and be like, Sean, my bad. I shouldn't have questioned you, and thanks, bro. He really is the best in the business.
You think you'll take that approach with other fights moving forward? You know, maybe even if it's not at altitude, like get yourself away, that sort of thing?
Honestly, I'm thinking about it. Maybe we just go out to the area 2 weeks out. For altitude, 3 weeks because you got to adjust, but maybe just get away from everything and just think about the fight for the last 14 days. Maybe do that or figure out something at home where I can get focused. I got to figure it out. I'm going to definitely spend some time praying on it and get to work on that. Another thing, too, is I might speak with Sean right now. I don't feel any injuries. You know, after a fight, adrenaline, you don't feel anything. But I'm going with for the troops, I think December 12th. So before that, currently in great shape, no injuries. If something pops up, I'm gonna let Sean know. You know, I really think I'm healthy, and if it's in God's plans, I'll jump back in there and get another fight quick.
Just real quick, what would you give your performance tonight on a scale of 1 to 10?
It wasn't a finish, so 7.5. If it was a finish, I would have been happy. But the second and the third round, it should have been a finish. You know, so disappointing.
And talking about Thiago, what do you think about him? Potential?
I think he has great potential. I mentioned it earlier. I think he's capable of becoming a champion because I watched his striking, very good striking. A couple of things I could criticize is the fact that he lets you put him on the cage. Don't stay on the cage. Get off the cage for him, and don't go for that guillotine so much. If it didn't work the first time, don't risk it the second time. Your arms are going to give out. But I really believe he has the potential to be a champion. Confident striking, confident in his jiu-jitsu. Almost armbar me. Man, that would have been really embarrassing if you got that armbar. I'm a jiu-jitsu black belt. I won a world championship at white belt, blue belt, purple belt, brown belt, and then I moved into MMA. Imagine getting caught in the first, what was it, 1 minute, 2 minutes of the fight? That would have broke my heart. So congrats to him. I think he fought a great fight. It was my day.
Did you happen to see the Chaskelly fight with the choke that was controversial?
Yeah. Dude. It sucks for the ref because I can understand the ref saying, oh, well, he was kind of limp. But at the same time, what he's saying makes perfect sense. He hip escapes out. When you're stuck in a Darce, you want to come on top of the guy because that angle relieves the pressure. And when you come on top of the guy, you relax. So he doesn't know who's grabbing his arm. He's just trying to relax because it gives him room to breathe, and the ref stops it. So, I mean, the ref couldn't have known. He probably thought he was out. I just feel for the guy. Yeah, honestly, I really do. I don't think that should have been considered a finish. Worst case, bro, just start him standing again. Sure. Honestly, just start him standing, or be like, okay, what's his name that had the choke? Moffitt. Maybe give him the round, and then just go forward into the third. Dude, I'd rather lose a round than get finished. You know, super frustrating to watch. I felt bad for him.
What did you think of the use of instant replay on the side?
I like that, but it didn't change anything. It didn't change anything. Right. He's like, okay, he didn't tap and he wasn't out, but it didn't change anything. Okay, it did change something. I'm sorry. It wasn't a submission. It was a TKO, right? That was the finish. Right. Come on, man. I think it's okay for a referee to say, hey, you know what? I did screw up. I didn't see it. I thought I saw something. I didn't see it. Let's figure something out. Don't just give the guy a win. My opinion, but we can look into that, I guess. The UFC can look into that. The commission can look into that. I think one of the things with the commission is they have to be sometimes okay with saying, oh, we're wrong. I've noticed with the commission, it's almost impossible to get them to say, oh, we made a mistake. And I'm not trying to hold it up on them. I know that there's a lot of pressure on the commission, and they have a tough job. And they're underappreciated. We're grateful for the commission. Don't get me wrong, but no one's perfect. You make a mistake, try to correct it.